From JBS Studios in Greater New York, this is the JBS News Update with Teisha Bader.
Hi, this is Micah Halpern sitting in for Teisha Bader. Here is the JBS News Update for Friday, July 23rd, 2021. Israel's health ministry reported Thursday that Pfizer COVID vaccine's efficacy has dropped. Pfizer is the vaccine that was administered almost exclusively in Israel. In preventing infections, the vaccine dropped to 39%, and it dropped to 91% in preventing serious illness among those fully inoculated. The vaccine is 88% effective against the hospitalizations. While from the start, Pfizer was the only vaccine given to Israelis, that is no longer the case. Israel has 200,000 Moderna vaccines in storage, and Moderna will now be the vaccines administered to Israelis 18 years old and under. Moderna has already been administered to 120,000 Palestinian workers in the Jewish state. One of the reasons for which this switch took place was that Pfizer, the Pfizer vaccine that Israel has in storage, is about to expire on July 31st. Israel sold 700,000 of those Pfizer vaccines to South Korea. South Koreans were well aware of the expiration date and needed the vaccine so badly and so immediately that for them it was a deal worth making. 100,000 new Pfizer vaccines are scheduled to arrive in Israel on August 1st. The overwhelming majority of the country is already double vaccinated. According to U.S. Undersecretary of State for Political Affairs Victoria Nuland, Germany has committed to taking action on its own and to support action at the European Union level should Russia seek to use energy as a weapon or take aggression against the Ukraine. Nuland told lawmakers that, and I'm quoting, Germany will take action at the national level and press for effective measures at the European level, including sanctions to limit Russian export capabilities in the energy sector. Algerian judo fighter Fethi Nuland decided to withdraw from the Tokyo Olympics in order to avoid competition against the Israeli judoka Tahor Butbol. Fethi Nuland, whose weight class is the 73 kilo, announced his decision the day before the games are due to officially kick off. Nuland's withdrawal from the games came hours after the draw on Thursday morning that paired Nuland against the Sudanese judoka Mohamed Aboudasoul in the first round. The winner of the first round would have to fight against Butbol in the second round if the Israeli athlete were to win in his match. This is the second time Nuland withdrew from a high-level competition in order to avoid the possibility of being paired against Butbol. The first incident occurred in 2019 at the World Judo Championship, also in Japan. Nuland's coach, former professional judoka Amar Ben Khalif, said, "We're unlucky with the draw. We got an Israeli opponent, and that is why we had to withdraw. We made the right decision." A water shortage in the Middle East, an arid desert land, can lead to a very dangerous situation. And this summer, Iran has been suffering from exactly that, a water shortage. Iranians have taken to the streets to protest. They're protesting across cities and towns in Iran, making clear to Iranian leadership that they want the government to solve this problem. During one protest in the city of Mahar, shots were fired. A police officer was killed and a civilian was wounded, shot in the leg. This incident was reported in the official state media outlet IRNA, I-R-N-A. It was the third shooting death that has occurred at protests calling on the Iranian government to get Iran more fresh water. Alan Jobe, the CEO of Unilever, said that the global consumer goods giant remains, quote, fully committed, unquote, to doing business in Israel, distancing himself from this week's announcement by the company's Ben & Jerry's ice cream brand to stop serving Israel's West Bank settlements. But Jobe gave no indication that Unilever would force Ben & Jerry's to roll back its controversial decision. In a conference call with investors, Jobe said that Ben & Jerry's, which has a long history of social activism, has made the decision on its own. Israel's Prime Minister Naftali Bennett called Jobe personally. Bennett told Jobe in no uncertain terms that this decision is discrimination against Israelis. According to the statement released by the Office of the Prime Minister, Naftali Bennett, Israel is taking, quote, a very serious view of the decision by Ben & Jerry's to boycott Israel, unquote. And here's a look now at our programming for tonight on JBS for Friday, July 23rd. Live Shabbat services are coming to you from New York City Central Synagogue, followed by Shabbat services from the Hampton Synagogue. At 8:30, American Friends of Magen Adom, the Israeli Red Cross, host a benefit concert, Songs of Love, for the Jewish holiday of Tu B'Av, featuring an array of world-leading female and male cantors by Ben Tesser and Rob Ben Music Production. At 9:30, it's the film Israel Inside. At 10:30, it's a replay of the Hampton Synagogue services, followed by an encore presentation of the Central Synagogue services. And coming up next, it's a look at this week's Torah portion. This is Micah Halpern and JBS News Update. I want to wish everyone a Shabbat Shalom.